watching my video. I would like to start this off by saying my name. So hello, my name is Steven, and I have been an angel daddy for 7 years, since 2013. And ever since I've lost my daughter, I actually wanted to do something about it to actually be able to bring more dads together and tell their experiences. So because of it, I have came up with this podcast. This podcast name is going to be Angel Daddies, since we're all daddies of angels in one way or another. This podcast was motivated because losing my daughter back again in 2013. I was at the time, doing a DJ business, which I no longer do. And ever since then, I knew I wanted to continue to do any kind of audio production. And I thought, what would be the best way of doing that? And one night, I knew it had to be about my daughter. So came up with the idea. It's been a long time in the making. And I'm finally at the point where we can go ahead and get this started and hopefully get some traction on this to be able to spread the word that, yes, we are men, not to show emotions, but being a father to an angel baby is one of the hardest things to do. So I'm hoping that I'm not the only one that wants to be able to spread my story and that there's more of us willing to go ahead and contact me. That way we can go ahead and let the rest of the world know what you've gone through and to be able to create a community out of this. So again, the name of the podcast is Angel Daddies. I came up with the name a couple days ago after many, many, many days of pondering and coming up with this name, that name. Just one day, my bonus daughters, again, will always call me daddy. So I was like, oh, Angel Daddies. Perfect. This is going to be exactly what the podcast needs to go ahead and put the cherry on top. So the name, Angel Daddies. You can go ahead and find us at a couple different locations. I do have a website. It's called angeldaddies.com. That's where you'll be able to find the podcast, which will be posted there, as well as all of my social medias. We are on Facebook at Angel Daddies Podcast, on Instagram at Angel Daddies Podcast, and Twitter at Angel Daddies Pod, P-O-D. If you are interested in coming along with me and being able to tell your story to the rest of the world, which I know can be kind of scary, it was very scary the first time I did it. One of my former coworkers came up with a podcast about fathers as well. Any father's, not just one's two angel babies. Be a guest on his podcast and tell my story. Even though very nervous, kind of freeing. I've gone to therapy for angel baby stuff. They're going to say they feel how you feel, that they can kind of relate. But until you are in the shoes of a father that has lost a child, it's hard to relate with that kind of pain, that kind of grief, knowing that one day might be good, the following day might just be horrible, and you really don't want to do anything. Holidays, birthdays are the worst. I know on my angel baby's birthday, I don't want to do anything. For the past, I'm going to say 6 years, didn't do anything but cry. And this is going to be a podcast that is going to hopefully make you feel comfortable and say things that you normally wouldn't say. I cried for 6 years. This past year, I was just angry, just all day, just angry. Not angry at any particular person or thing or action. It's just this year felt different, and that's kind of how my body chose to deal with it, was just anger. And not that I haven't been angry in the past because of the situation, because I have. And I know most men have been angry at the situation that has come across or come along with having the privilege to be an angel daddy. So that's just how I dealt with it. So if you do want to come along and be one of my guests on my podcast, feel free to reach out at any of my contact information on any of my social medias, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or you can even email me at angelbabiespodcast@gmail.com. I would like to create a community from this podcast to show the world that even though we are men and that we are somewhat raised to show no emotion, that we do have it. We just hide it. And this is going to be the space where hopefully you feel comfortable enough to go ahead, open the doors, and show that at the end of the day, we're all human beings. I'd first like to thank my girl, Stephanie, for pushing me and telling me that this is something that I definitely need to do. I've always talked about it, but when the time came to finally go ahead and get everything together, I was very doubtful. The doubts really came from, is this going to be a successful podcast and something that other men are going to want to come along with? So I definitely want to thank her in giving me the motivation and pretty much the okay and the confidence that this is going to be good. This is going to be a type of therapy, not only for myself, but for my other guests that do decide to come along. Secondly, I'd like to thank my friends over at Zero Gravity Music for providing the theme song for the podcast. You can go ahead and reach out to them at Zero Gravity Music on YouTube.com. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I do hope that you are able to share it as much as possible. I do want to get as many people as I can onto the podcast. Right now, once I finally do start getting guests that are willing to come on, I'm hopefully going to be posting every other week. So 2 podcasts every month. And then if I do generate some more interest in it, I would like to go 1 podcast every week. So hopefully at some point in the future, we can get 4 episodes out a month, which would be awesome. And we can just kind of see where everything goes from there. So again, my name is Steven. I am going to officially say I'm the first Angel Daddies member, and I hope you are willing to come along with me and join the journey.